Hey everyone, it's Jason from Grand Slam, and welcome to another week preview where I talk about stuff that we just got in, and it's free. It's New Comic Book Day. Remember, hashtag New Comic Book Day on Twitter. Follow us at Team Grand Slam. Let's get right into it. There's a lot of cool books this week. It was a huge week for comic books. A lot of fun. If you're not coming down here this week, you were missing out on just so much joy. So let's get right into it. DC has got some cool stuff. They got a new story coming up for the Superman line. So they were doing Truth and Justice, and now it's Alienation. So it's like we're divided now. So obviously in Action Comics, and also Batman Superman. So we're getting more of the whatever this great story is all about. And it's but Truth, Justice, and Alienation. That is not the American way. So that should be this is going strong. So definitely check those out. They're trying to continue with a great story there. Of course, I can't not talk about Batman number 43. This is going to be a very controversial book, from what I understand. I've already seen images of Bruce Wayne being alive again, so don't worry, folks. Bruce Wayne might be out there still. He's not simply under a basement somewhere. I just keep talking about this animated movie that came out, Gods and Monsters. I hear a lot of great things about it. This is like a new series that's for it. So the other ones that have been coming out are one-shots. And this is actually an ongoing miniseries. I don't know if it's a retelling of it, but this is something that just came in. So now you can come in and get this. I have plenty of copies of this, but Justice League Gods and Monsters, if you really like that show, that's one that's definitely you should check out. And of course, we got a bunch of these in the DC Comics Bombshell. So what this is, I think this is like an online thing as well. But what's going on here is there's all these bombshell statues that look really cool. People really like them. And this is kind of like the girls as bombshells doing stuff, and they're in their costumes. And yeah, I mean, I don't know how much of a plot there is. It might be small. I think there's like 3 separate stories in here. Art looks really good. But, if you like bombshells, if you like, cool women doing cool things, this is kind of what Bombshells is going to be all about. So that's our offerings for DC. Real quick, I'm just going to kind of go over to the indie side of things. Lots of great stuff that came out this week, including the newest Walking Dead, but I wanted to save my Walking Dead love till later in this video. So right here, we're going to talk about 21st Century Tank Girl. If I haven't really talked about this one much, this is on issue 3 now. This is a new start for the Tank Girl story, kind of revigorating it, bringing it back for a whole new generation of people who missed the whole Tank Girl craze. This one, it actually has the original writers and artists kind of doing work in here. And it's pretty crazy, and it's a lot of fun. And I would definitely, it's definitely got that indie feel, that 90s indie feel. And, Tank Girl is a tough girl, and she, likes to do cool stuff. She's real crass and a lot of fun. Definitely check that one out. I talked about this on another video recently, Beauty. This one's really cool. This is definitely for adults. What it is, it's about a sexually transmitted disease that people are getting, and it makes them beautiful. We call the disease Beauty. And yeah, it makes you beautiful, so wow, what a downside. But we're starting to find out that there might be a problem, because people are getting fevers when they get Beauty, and then eventually there's one woman who spontaneously combusted. Now, we don't really know if that's from the disease or not, but there's definitely a mystery, there's a conspiracy, people are looking into it, and the disease still runs rampant. So that's Beauty, really compelling book. It's a new idea, new writers I'm not too familiar with, so I don't know if they're new writers, but there's writers I'm not familiar with, so they're new to me. So definitely check that one out. Great art in there. Phonogram issue number 1. I can't be more jacked for a book. This is the same team that brings you Wicked and Divine, is Gillen and McKelvey. And the first series, Phonogram, was about British pop music, and you could use music to like be a magician. It's called phonomancy or something like that. And so it's kind of interesting. It was a really bizarre book. It's from years ago. It was in black and white. So this is they're bringing it back in color, and of course it's got a real sweet 80s style, so those of you who like 80s stuff. This is called Phonogram, the Immaterial Girl, so hopefully, and I mean, like literally the first page they're talking about a girl watching MTV when she's really young and how it sucked her in, and I mean, this is great. This is about how music has power, good stuff. So Phonogram is a great indie book. If you've never checked it out, this is a highly anticipated sequel. Now on to Marvel super duper quick. Not a lot to talk about because I save all my Secret War stuff, but Lando, the first issue of Lando is awesome. The artist, Alex Maleev, is one of my favorites. The writer is great. Lahendo's doing stuff with Lobot. It's great. They're like a criminal team. I mean, I love it. I just love seeing Lobot. I love Lobot. They did kind of retcon something about him. I'm not too happy with that, but there's nothing you can do because it's a whole new canon. Amazing Spider-Man 20.0. Yeah, while we all know the Secret Wars is going on, there's still a Spider-Man story going for those of you who really only care about Spider-Man, and that's Spiraled. This is part 5. So you can check that out today. And, of course, we'll just talk about some funny books. Howard the Duck, which I still love, and Unbeatable Squirrel Girl is not one I'm familiar with, but people tell me all the time it's great. I'm not a big art fan on this one, but I hear really good things about it. If you want to read a funny book and laugh, and you like your funny books funny, that's what it's for. Same thing with Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck looks great. Looks like Squirrel Girl's making an appearance in there. So, that's just some of the stuff that came out this week. I didn't even mention some of the other big things like Secret Wars number 5. The only reason I'm mentioning this is because I want you to know that it's out in case you're skipping all the Secret Wars. Definitely want to get Secret Wars. Jonathan Hickman, great book, great title. I'm excited. So a couple other things before I go. Valiant contacted me. They want you all to know that Valiant Comics is releasing a lot of great books. And if you come down to Grand Slam Sports Cards and Comics, everybody who has a hold file is going to be getting one of these free Valiant books. And you can also grab one of these while supplies last. We also have a ton of trade paperbacks they sent us. And I'll just kind of hold up a few of them right here. They're all volume 1s. And, if you come in and ask about them, I can even lend you some of these if you want to try some of them out. They all look very good. Some of them are by Jeff Lemire and Matt Kint, really good writers in the industry. So these are just a lot of really cool books. Bloodshot's obviously a very popular one. So if you come down to my store, 1730 West Eisenhower, you find any interest in this, maybe you read that little book that I'm giving you for free, and you go, hey, that looks cool, I want to try that out, let me know, and we'll talk, because I got a stack of these. Valiant sent them to me to give to you, to share with you, and help you learn about their product. Last but not least, I wanted to talk about Walking. There's a new issue that came out, but we got in new action figures, and these are the comic book style ones. So let's go ahead and start off. I'm just going to show. So here's Abraham Ford. He's on the show. He's pretty much awesome in the show. This looks a lot more like the art from the book, which is very exciting. One of my favorite characters is Paul Jesus Montero, or it's not even Montero, it's Monroe. He's like a forward scout. He does a lot of cool stuff. He puts it down on the line, and you don't mess with him. He's kind of like a really cool Glenn. He's like, yeah. And of course, Carl, and if you look at that very closely, he has an eye patch on. He's got multiple looks. They even have this sweet version here where he's got a hole in his head. It's so gruesome and cool. Carl is awesome in the comic book. Carl's just awesome. In the comic book, he's like the toughest guy. So, last but not least, we got a really cool zombie. They always release like a cool zombie style, because some people just like the zombies. And you got bloody weapons. But as we all know, McFarlane does such a great job of making great toys. So we will have these down here at Grand Slam, or you can find them at your local comic book shop. I apologize if this video went a little long, but I had a lot to talk about this week. It was such a huge week. So thanks for tuning in. And as usual, come by 1730 West Eisenhower and come say hi, pick up some comic books. You can always find us on Facebook, as well as follow us on Twitter. I'm trying to get into the Twitter game, because I'm cool. I'm a cool guy, but you're cool if you're on Twitter as well. And that's at Team Grand Slam. You can drop your lines there. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy your week, and I hope you get some good comic books as well.